This is VRoc. 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 Chops. This is VRoc. Chops.
Hey, welcome back. We're back, VRoc Chops. This is our first interview in quite some time. I took a little time off for personal reasons, mostly, but we're back on a special tribute edition of VRoc Chop for one of the guys that was actually we had already discussed during the interview towards the end, middle of last year, and life transition this year, so we never got a chance to do it. But all the guys that are on this channel that's on now, and then when we come back, we'll be jumping in as we go. Definitely want to pay tribute and pay their respects to one of the Memphis GOATs, one of our legends, one of our foundational guys in the city of Memphis, Mr. Courtney Star. So I want to welcome that's on right now, Mr. Terrence Jordan, my section leader at Tennessee State University. Under him is the GOAT, my mentor, my big bro, another one, Mr. Steve Potts, the original Potts. Right there in the middle up under me is Mr. Jeff Tummins. They're cousins, Potts and Jeff.
He's on me. He's on me. Jeff and John.
Oh man.
Okay.
Man, right. We call him my name for no reason, man.
That's Mr. Big Bad Boom, John Jordan, another legend. Listen, they number legends on here. And then at the top right is my big bro, Terrence Perkins, my OG from the Haven, Funkaholic. We ain't here, so of course this is all about Courtney Stars, but we're gonna venture off into some other stuff every now and again. But we're gonna start with you, T Joy. Let's give us let's start, because I know it's a lot. Give us one of the stories you can remember or your fondest memory of Courtney Starks and what his impact was to you.
Man, off top, it was let's see, like the first memory that for real that comes to my mind is crazy. It was during the spring of 04. And that was his section leader year at TSU. That was the spring year. And I didn't march in the fall, but I came back in the spring. And so that was my only time getting a chance to actually play with him. And it was crazy, man. We got a chance to play. I think we were playing at some event in Gentry, and it was like we thought we was getting ready to go to the ultimate that year. So I thought I was gonna get a chance to really get my bump with them for real, but they got called out. So I think that was like the performance like a week before that, and we got a chance to play. So we played incapacitated, and in the middle of the cadence, somebody messed up, and it made him so mad, man. It made him so mad. Like when we got done playing, like we kicked down or whatever, he was like, turned around. He was like, man, he's just like, man, everybody just, like shut up, man, be quiet, don't move, don't do nothing. Like this in the spring now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but it was just how it was though with him though, you know what I'm saying? It was, and that came from the previous years, you know what I'm saying? But that was how he was though, and just it was. He was the coldest I ever seen, man. And my pride, I feel like I'm the best ever. You know, that's just me though.
Yeah.
You know, but I know I couldn't, man. It was just seeing that man play was like it was. I'm glad I did, bro. And he made me turn it up. He made me continue to push. You know what I'm saying? To try to get him. It just made me to where I was now.
Yeah.
Or where I got to. You know what I mean? So. Man, rest easy, bro. I'm gonna miss you, man.
For sure. T Jordan. I mean T Perk. What you got?
Yo. Man, I got a bunch of them. I just happened to be talking to one of the days I was up at the school when I had left out of your office talking to you, and I was talking to Lloyd, and I had that flashback from one of them showdowns. I think it was their senior year, and man, them folks threw so many solos at us, and they was eating them guns up, and I was just like, like, all right. And you know, at that time, especially coming up, everybody just knew, man, like Courtney was gonna be going to Southern. So when I found out that all them folks in '99 was going to Jackson, I was like, man, I'm supposed to be a monster down there.
Yeah.
And kind of fast forward into man, my crab year at TSU with him and Chicken came up there. It's like, man, it's gonna be something else. Man, to the point that, man, we was on a break and man, Courtney and Chicken just walked up to the section or whatever. And man, so everybody just started chopping it up with them. And man, I think Cheesehead went in the building or something. That man came out and saw everybody just kind of, man, slacking off. Again, everybody crabs. Man, that man blitzed us, bro. Like, it's over with. And man, so, but I'm kind of glad he did because they set the tone. And like I said, that just carried all the way through, not only through our freshman year, but it kind of set the tone, just like T Fly was talking about, man. And it might just always had that intensity. And, you know, iron sharpens iron, man. And that's just always how it was because especially coming up in Memphis playing drums in them days, man, the standard was, the bar was high because you had so many people. And as this interview goes on, they'll be hopping on and they'll be talking about the same thing, whether they was at different schools or, man, even in middle schools, man, you could just see it all percolating up that there was going to be so much talent and so much skill throughout the city that all is going to eventually land on somebody's college campus. It's just going to turn up from there. I mean, so when you just see people that have their old school mentality, like Potts gonna say, if it ain't tight, it ain't right. And man, that just, like I said, it just bred a lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of good years for Memphis percussion. And I like to think that a lot of that, you know, foundations that he helped set is, you know what I'm saying, still benefiting, growing fruit now, you know. So that's kind of my takeaway from it.
Well, we're gonna go to Potts. Let me get yours. We're gonna go to Potts.
Man, well, when we found out that Courtney and Chicken was coming during T Perk's crab year and Jeff's crab year in 2000, we was like, me and Cheese had talked about, it's like, man, hey, we got to lay down the law. And John George's crab year, where did he go? Matter of fact, he disappeared.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. He vanished. He probably he gone to play football.
Yeah, he had to go play football.
Yeah. Tennessee.
Hey, listen, we all looking weird because we all watching the game and doing the interview. So just know that's why all this up and down.
So me and Cheese had talked about, it's like, man, look, we gonna have to lay down the law. And I swear, this is how T Perk, I don't know who got the better memory, T Perk or Jeff. Man, y'all memory is so doggone good, dude.
It's 1 a.m.
I swear, man. So just like we were on break or something, man, Cheese came out there and, man, when I say he blistered them, he blistered them but he set the tone. But anyway, Courtney and Chicken, they didn't come in with big heads, you know. Courtney knew he was the shit. I mean, he did, but he never showed. He was so humble, always a humble guy. Had the talent here. He set the bar. Always was good what he did. But let me tell you a funny story. One time, y'all know Board Hall.
Yeah.
When you walking past Board Hall, going into King Hall, you know, all the Memphis people be out the windows and you know. So one day, me and Cheese, we were walking to King Hall, passing board, and we were as far as band went, we were the top tier guys. You know what I'm saying? Nobody messed with us. We was legit. We made our name on campus. So one day we were walking through there, and thinking, uh, this was I would say this was Courtney in freshman year, crab year. So Courtney hollered at the window. He says, "What's up, Patsy Shirley?" And we was like, what's up, dude? And I was really big at this time. It was like, 200-300 pounds, 299. I wasn't 300 pounds, but I was a big guy. And Cheese was like that big, and Cheese was on my left, I was on the right. So we were walking, we waved, what's up, man? What's up? He said, y'all walking through here looking like the number 10. Man, it, man, it was so doggone funny. Man, I knew about dying, and she was dying too. But I was like, man, I'm gonna thrash this nigga when we. But I couldn't. You know what I mean? He was always. There was nothing that could stop him. He wasn't arrogant when he came in, and we had some beats in 2000 on snare drum. We had some killers on snare. And before he got there, well, when he got there, he was one of the top ones, but you would never know until he played. When he played, he didn't talk much, he didn't say much. He was very humble, man. But anyway, man, Courtney, we're going to miss you, dude. We love you. It was a privilege playing with you, dude. I remember the interview you did with me, Vince, and the top interview when Courtney replied to what on the interview, and he said some great words about me, man. It was awesome. But we're gonna miss this guy. He has made an impact in the drum world, in Memphis, all across all these states, man. He's going to be missed. He here.
Yeah. Rashad, gonna follow up with you, bro.
All right. I was sitting here and I'm listening, man, and I caught a early memory. Like thanks to Potts, man, when he brought me in, like kind of chauffeuring me around the city, introduced me to folks at different schools. When I was at Hamilton, he'd take me up to Whitehaven. That's when I first saw Brian Kemp and the crew, and learning about T Perk and folks at other schools, and they was like, yeah, man, it's this cat at Westwood name, man, Courtney Stars, man, like dude, cold. He got some hands, and like then I would go back to Hamilton, and people who knew him from when they went to Lanier would bring him up, and I was like, man, I ain't never seen this cat play. And they was like, man, he cold. So this is pre-social media age for folks that's watching this video that's not from here. So like your reputation,
VHS days.
Yeah, man, it traveled, man. Somebody had the VHS, and then they would spread the word of the gospel about how good you were at playing. Right. And I think it must have been like the Ultimate Battle of the Bands. It was 98, 99. After the show was over with, he still had that legato snare drum on, and he was in full uniform standing by this gate. And Courtney would do this thing where he tried to bait you into challenging him if you didn't know. Like, I don't know what rock you was living under, but if you didn't know, you was about to get embarrassed. So I was on a fortunate end standing up there. He was like, oh, man, where you go to school? Like, man, I go to Hamilton. Oh, what you play? Play snare? Oh, you play snare? Oh, man, let me see what you got. Trying to get me to play on the drum. He was like, man, I'm all right. I'm all right. Then he would fake like he couldn't chop. But I knew better. I appreciate Potts telling me about who folks was. And when he would come out of that and he would play anything, man, I still to this day have not heard anybody else produce that kind of sound on any drum. Like he was in it often in the category all to himself, man. But it was really as Potts said, a privilege and a blessing, man, to actually get to be on the same line with him years later. Like it was crazy that how things happen. And he really helped push me to increase my playing ability once I got there. Both him, Paul, then the crew of guys that came in with us. Like he was very instrumental in that and pushing the level of play and creating a culture that lasted there for for the next 8, 9, or 10 years after that. So yeah, definitely set that tone, man. We gonna miss him, man. It's crazy. We definitely gonna miss him. Made a huge impact. Huge impact.
We got my big bro, Mr. Brian Kemp. The join, man. That's definitely another legend from the city of Memphis. Definitely from Whitehaven, man. He had Whitehaven in the order back in the 90s, man. So we're gonna get back to him. JJ, you already knew the question, so I'm gonna let you follow up behind Jeff.
All right. Good morning, John Joy. I'm here. I told you I got this.
Not morning.
I got this, pot. Thank you. I appreciate everything that you do. Man, the first thing I want to say is I came from T-High, Tresvent High School with Terrence Jordan. We was over there. We were trying to get something started at Tresvent, and we were getting better. We was thinking we were doing something. And Miss Simon. I'm trying to tell you something, boy. Miss Simon took us over to play against Westwood, and them folks was over there playing some song, and the drum part was excellent. And she had us up there with some magazines and newspapers, like them folks wasn't bumping. The drum section was over there like, man, we ain't putting nothing up. Y'all got up, man. We finna look. And so, man, we were looking. Then the drum section got up and played a solo cadence. And all the other folks, they were straight. Then they got to the end they said, that's Congo. That's all the crowd said.
Man, I knew somebody was going to say it.
Congo? Man, who is that? That man played the fastest rolls I've ever heard in my life from across the field. I swear, I know I looked at everybody like, man, who is dude there? Then when I came to Tennessee State, he wasn't there yet. We was all there. And then this man showed up. That's a whole nother story. But this man showed up and you just knew that this man had to be somebody. That's all I'm gonna say right now. So then we got together, man. We started rocking the thing in 2000. 2000 was the best year. I love it, from Tennessee State, I believe. But he made a big difference in that as well, brought us all up to another level of playing. And that spring semester, Courtney and Paul in a room with me, man, they made me get in there and work hard all that spring semester to be who I am. And I appreciate him and Paul for all they did. Courtney is a great guy. Every time they start checking, him, Terrence right there, sleazy, what y'all call it, man.
I don't know nothing about what you talking
nobody
about.
said you laughing too hard. I ain't want none of that. Them folks was great at what they did on the drum and fine you up. So rest in peace, Courtney. Once again, man, he was a great guy. He'll help you. He'll fire you up.
Man.
He'll show out on you on the drum. But he was all around great guy. I just want to say that I love him and I love all you guys. And just keep on being great until your day comes as well.
For sure. All right, big bro Brian. So the question was, what is one of your fondest memory of Courtney and what stood out to you when you met him, and just an overall your memory of Courtney? So Brian Kemp.
You was late, Brian. You was late. Yeah, go ahead.
I know. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Y'all hear me? Yeah. I
the
know I'm late, man. I just got out of pocket, but we here. I guess that's all that matters.
That man background fire.
That man went ahead. That man got a wardrobe, artist, and everything.
That man has set the tone.
That man got it.
Man, I'm a videographer, man. So y'all just
my
bar is a little high.
AKA that's why I was late. Okay.
But I'll tell you, Courtney, I think anybody who knows he and I think our years pretty much kind of set the standard for what Memphis would become, in terms of drum lines and style and grace and how they are now. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. The stuff they're playing now, I told Postis, I just shake my head. It's a whole different beast. But how it all came about, and how we kind of move and function, and how we look as Memphians, with snares and bass drum, tenor drums on. It came from those years, and Courtney was the driving force in that, and in things we did in different schools. I mean, I think back then it's really just I might offend somebody, but it was Fairleigh, Westwood, and Whitehaven, and then you have everybody else that kind of has gotten better over the last 20 years or so, have come to the forefront. But Courtney was a person who he would challenge me whenever he saw me. He would challenge me, not even just from the standpoint of who's better and who's this, challenge me just to be creative and create something that's kind of a dynasty and that's long lasting, that leaves a direct impact. And he, to this day, outside of one other person I've ever heard, he is the fastest with sticks in his hands. Even when we got to Jackson, Herman.
I about to say, I've got a good idea who that other person.
Herman would be one that would, man, he would come around and be kind of looking upside his head, but it was just organic. Courtney couldn't turn that light switch off if he tried to. It's just something, you just pick them up and they would just go. And so in those times, he was the quickest. They would say I was the smoothest, and we were just kind of hip to hip through that whole process. But my biggest memory of him is just always pushing the envelope and then doing it the right way. His heart was always in the right place. Like, people don't understand that in life, your heart got to be in the right place no matter what you do. Him, there was never any ill will. It was nothing that would be crazy. It was purely, genuinely competitive. And he wanted the best for anybody he was around. That's what I know about Starks, so that's my memory. That's what I will always hold and, keep close to me about him, is that no matter where he was, he wanted the best for you, and he was going to do whatever it took to get it out of you, but that's Courtney Stars, man. That's Courtney Stars.
Cool, man. Well, my joint, I can remember one of my fondest and funniest moments was, of course, when JJ was working with the section at Whitehaven, he always brought his guys up there to help out. That was Courtney Stars, Jeff, Steve Potts. Pretty sure it was somebody else, I can't remember. But those guys, y'all as a collective, the impact y'all put on just Whitehaven, that's what I always remember about the older guys. Y'all always came back and wanted to give back to the city. So that's one of the biggest takes I take from y'all. Now, I just focus mine on one area, but you guys were pushing everybody. But Courtney, I don't know where he came up with this doggone boot, but we had this boot. It was a woman's boot with a little heel on about this tall. And he gave it to Pork Chop. He called it the learning boot. So Pork Chop, we had to wear this boot. Darius Scott went to Jackson State. He had to wear this boot every day. And while we in practice, and when we playing something, I can't remember what we was teaching, but it was something with a kick down in. He said, every time we finna play a kick down, you kick your leg out, boy, and you kick it hard for they could see it. At the time, Chop was probably about 5'3", short and round. Had that little boot on. You kick it, boy. Man, when I tell you, Courtney Stark, one of the funniest people I ever met in my life. Him between him and Derek Evans, man, them dudes there was something serious with them jokes, man. And
hey, man, don't leave out my boy T Perkins. That's serious.
Bro, don't put it. I don't know nothing about what you talking about.
Yes, y'all three, dude. Y'all three. Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you, it ain't got nothing to do with Courtney, but Derek freshman year at TSU was 2000, and man, y'all know in crabs they're supposed to be quiet and don't say nothing.
This better not be
really
nothing but related.
So
Related.
but Derek, I knew Derek. So we were in the band room. Derek was sitting still. He was sitting next to me. He played tuba, so I don't know why I was sitting back there with him, and he wasn't saying nothing. He was just sitting there. So man, this Negro, next thing you know, it's quiet. Everybody talking. He's quiet. He acting like a crab. I mean, he ain't saying nothing. So man, next thing you know, this man said, it's hard. I looked over there at him and I said, nigga, did you just fart? He said, yes, sir. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't do nothing but laugh and get up. I said, you stinking nigga. I got up and left. But I mean, I just had to tell this story, man. Go ahead. Yeah, y'all three guys, man. Courtney Starks, man, that dude was hilarious, but he was humble. He was so humble, dude. At the same time, man, he didn't boast about him having the fastest left hand. He didn't boast about him having the fastest double stroke. He's the fastest double stroke and with power. It was like, this nigga put a dent in his gun. I mean, he was
Brand
just
new
so clean.
Well,
It was
he had good
amazing.
timing. That's what he used to say. I just got good timing.
Timing and power,
what he used to
man.
say.
Yeah.
Man, it's just always amazing how he played like that. Man,
Right.
To this day, I've never seen somebody play like that. And I've been following lines just, vicariously through YouTube. You just everything's out there, right? And so you can just see what's going on. But I've yet to find or see anybody play like that.
Hey, Brian Kemp.
Yes.
It's a dude in PC that look a little bit like the man. I'm gonna get you that man's name. I want you to go look at his video. He got some real water over there.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I can't think of dude's name. If anybody know, you can go and tell him. But I'm gonna try to make sure I get that.
What did he look like?
The PC? Well, I mean, where is?
It's on Facebook.
Yeah, I'll let you know, man. But he looked like Courtney a little bit, and he ain't Mars nowhere. But that man cold.
He just cold. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you talking about that? You probably talking about that Benjamin dude.
Andrew.
Yeah, Benjamin.
The Griffin. Yeah.
The prep.
Dude, automatic.
Hey,
he is nice.
So he went to Southern. Did he play?
I don't know, but he got that style. If
Man,
you watch him,
dude. Hey, JJ, you right.
Hey, Pat, we did a reflection of your fondest memory or memories you had of stars, man. I'm gonna let you go. Everybody done went except for you since you just got on. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get yours in.
You hear record?
Late.
I'm recording already.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Real quick, let me fix mine. Okay.
Verily.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on? Y'all good?
My bad.
Yeah, man, how about yourself?
You go ahead, Pat.
Go ahead.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Man. Oh, I got so many. Oh man. Oh, I got a good one. One of my fun memories of Courtney was in 03. And yeah, we weren't as good as we would like to be as a section. So Courtney found his way to entertain us by having the freshmen do skits. So we was on the field, and the drum agency had put us in parade race. Anybody didn't know Bobby was the tallest freshman. So we all in parade race. Courtney clicks on his drum, and Bobby busts out, like super loud, and the band was in parade race. And we was trying so hard not to laugh. And then McDonald was like, hold on, who did that? And so Courtney clicked on the drum again. He said, and man, when I tell you we was holding our laughing so hard because McDonald couldn't figure out who was doing it. And next thing you know, we had to do all the things you are like 10 times. Man, like he always found the right moments to make a joke.
Man.
And so that's probably one of the things I remember about him the most. Like he knew how to make the most serious moments funny when they weren't supposed to be. So yeah, that's one of my fondest memories of him.
brother Vertus Sale, another Whitehaven legend, Funkaholic. What's one of your fondest memories of Courtney Starks, bro?
Man, like I didn't meet Courtney until he actually came to TSU.
Okay.
Like I really all the dudes that from the different high schools, I didn't know any of them until we actually got to TSU. So the first time I ever met Courtney was during band camp, and so of course he had just transferred to TSU from Jackson, and so I had a crab brother,
Boom, boom, boom.
James Sanderson, rest in peace, James. And so Courtney and Chicken had gotten into it with James. You know, James being James, James gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? So James was talking to them, and they kind of had an altercation. So I found out about it. And so everybody was like, V, what you got to say about it? And so, you know, I don't know them, but at the same time, I'm trying to kind of help us, you know, establish some discipline and just let them know, hey, y'all at TSU now, you know what I'm saying? Y'all not gonna come here to do things like you want to do. So I kind of had a little speech with them, a little talk with them. And you know, Courtney kind of had this look on his face, like, man, who is this dude? But you know, he was cool about it. But just that was my first time meeting him. You know, so that was interesting. But we also went down to in 07, we went down to CTSU play Southern, and so that was an interesting car ride. And so Courtney just checking, we all checking, laughing, joking. Like you said, Courtney's a jokester. He gonna always come up with a good joke, good laugh. So you know, those are probably the two memories about Courtney that stand out the most. That incident with my crab brother James, and just that trip going down to Baton Rouge in 07, and just us kicking it and having fun.
That's what's up. Cheese jumped in here.
That was in 07?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. That was in 07 when y'all went down there? Hey, man, after this sidebar, it ain't about Courtney. Man, what year was that version we went down there? A&M. Was that 99?
That was 98. 98.
That was 99.
Man, hey, man, I've never seen a whole band want to whoop Bernie Sayers' ass. Man, look, bang. And when I tell you Bernie Sayers,
the situation, it was blown out of proportion. It really wasn't. It really wasn't like it.
Oh, no, it was, nigga. Hey, Bernie, they were playing some. Bernie, soon as they playing, and they're playing, we went down to
Valley.
I don't remember who they were. I'm gonna tell you the whole story. I don't remember. It might have been Valley. I can't remember who they were playing, but we were standing on the track in the fifth quarter. And I'm just standing there. I had my Crack sweatshirt on. And so, honest to God, I raised my hand. The band director who was calling out their songs looked down at me and saw I had on my Crack shirt. And he looked me dead in my face and he was like, oh, you TSU, we gonna blow your ass out next week. So I'm like, really? You know what I'm saying? So first of all, this is the band director. This is like supposed to be the professional. This is supposed to be the state employee. And he talking trash. Now, obviously, you know, we from Memphis, so we gonna talk back. You know, so I'm just like, man, you got us messed up. And so eventually,
man,
their
band, the whole band want to whoop Bernie Sayers' ass.
From there, but it really was like we were really. I didn't ever think it was gonna ever escalate to a fight. It was really just more so just checking and talking trash. Like I really think it was that is it good.
Yeah, dude. I was like, oh my God.
Hey, Brian, that first year when when did you knew about Brian Courtney when you was in high school, right? So when you got to Jackson, did y'all plan all y'all to go down there together? You, Lord, Chicken. Who all from Memphis went? I know you, Lord, Chicken, Starks. Who else?
Me, Starks, Nicholas Terrell, Lord, Ian, Ernest, of course, Chicken. And there was two more people. That's crazy. I can't remember their names. But we didn't plan it. It just happened.
Okay.
Like I think when we in band camp, it was 13 crab snare drummers. And it ended up being us four that they picked. They're on the 4 spots. So that that year is supposed to be but literally on everything. All the crowds supposed to be from Memphis, across tenors, bass drums, cymbals. Only thing I think Quince were different. I think somebody from Jackson might have made it too. And one girl on tenor from Jackson too, but it just kind of happened that way. We didn't even talk about that. We just ended up down there together and was like, damn, okay, all us here together, let's take over the shit. And that's pretty much what happened.
Okay. Man, that's what's up.
I'm glad stuff didn't work out for y'all at Jackson because
I was just gonna say that.
Was gonna do some damage.
I'm telling you right. I'm telling you right. I know for a fact,
man,
we were gonna whoop ass.
Yeah.
For the better part of 3 years.
I ain't gonna go that
far. Because I'm gonna tell you something.
We're gonna whoop some ass.
I'm gonna tell you something. That 2000 class without Courtney, man, we was gonna kick some ass, dude. We was gonna kick some ass. Now Courtney and Chicken put the cherry on top, but we was gonna. Hey, I'm glad it didn't work out for y'all. You know, sorry, but you know, I'm glad it didn't. Y'all was gonna kick some ass, dog.
That class was good.
What's even more intricate about that is when it didn't work out. Well, let me go back first. When people saw all us at the Classic, people had hope. It was like 2008 when Obama became the president. They was like, it can be done. Oh my God, you can be from Memphis, it can be done. Right. So we was like superheroes, you know, like in a sense, not to take away from TSU or whatever. I'm just talking about Jackson State itself. Like we was just like, I remember after the game being out there and somebody from Melrose, oh my God, we can't believe y'all did it. Y'all just, I mean, all this like this outpouring of love about it. And to know what it could have been and to know what happened, it's like this whole piece of history just flushed down the toilet, you know. But it could have been something special. And then too, who knows what it would have done for the future too. Of course, we know a lot of young guys are there now and have been through there, but that could have been something super special had it not went crazy like it did. But I guess TSU was a beneficiary of crap.
Hold up. Don't act like we structures now.
Yeah.
You know. Hold up.
I mean, you know what? But as I remember correctly, I think when we were in junior high school though, and even summer high school, Courtney always had his eyes set on Southern.
Yeah.
Did y'all know that?
Yeah.
He was going to Southern.
Yep.
Going to Southern.
So if I mean, you know,
Eric Newborn put that in his head.
Yeah, Eric Newborn did too. Right. So I mean, he kind of Jackson might have been the stepchild, and TSU might have been the stepchild.
right.
Put it that way.
Right.
But I mean, that's one thing. And matter of fact, that's how I know we didn't plan it, because I remember that's how I just said it. I remember us talking about that. His plan was to go to Southern.
Mm-hmm.
It
was. Yeah.
It was.
Ernest wanted to go to Southern too, if I recall.
Yeah, he did.
Who's Ernest? I can't. Let me remember Ernest.
Ernest played cymbals. Ernest McGinnister. He played cymbals.
At where?
At Whitehaven.
Okay, just making sure. Hey,
and that Nick guy, he played snare, dark skinned guy.
Yeah, Nick Terrell.
Yeah. Oh, okay. See, he went down there to Jackson with y'all.
He did.
Oh, okay.
He did. As a matter of fact, when
he had the squad down there.
It was. I'm talking about all craft snare drummers, all craft. The ones that made it, all of us were from Memphis that year, and Nick was one of them. It was me, Nick, Lloyd, Courtney.
It's crazy because y'all merge is on YouTube right now.
It is on YouTube.
Merge
for real.
Yeah. I think it's 4 different parts of it. It is.
I know that junk good and grainy.
Agree.
No.
All the lines.
It's snow in Jackson inside.
Man. It's bad. Plus when people, we know, like really fresh off a real ass whooping. Like it's, man. I wish I could. I mean, I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't have said that on here, but you know.
Yeah, we can edit that out. I'm gonna just say that. So what?
You
One
know,
of these funny. So
this
man,
ain't the
if you ever
90s, so you
seen,
know.
for one of the few times I ever seen Courtney, like, you know what I'm saying, like at the point where he feel get ready to get on somebody's ass. That's another really interesting time to see that man, because that man is as serious as he took like stuff involving like music and stuff and his people. Man, it's just things that man did not play about. So you remember they used to have the barber shop in Southland Mall, where it's still in there, as far as I'm aware of.
Yeah.
So I just happened to stroll in there one day for to get chopped up. I think we had a game or something. And this was it might have been, no, it wasn't, it was over the summer. It was the summer after you know what I'm saying. I think it was right after y'all graduated or right after I graduated. So I roll up in there, you know what I'm saying, get chopped up or something. And so I'm sitting in there and I walk in, man. I see Courtney in the tree getting chopped up. So, you know what I'm saying, speak to him, holler at him or whatever. Everything cool. And then Mario walking that joint. And what Mario last night, Pop?
What's Mario?
Went to Jackson Place now. Went to Fairley.
All right.
No.
Mario
Nah, the
Dennis.
other Mario.
Yeah,
Mario
Dennis.
Dennis.
Yeah.
Mario Dennis.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff. There go 1B. Appreciate it. I'm
Mhm.
sitting in there. And I'm talking to Courtney, man, like the whole mood just shifted. And then one number 3 of us in there that kind of knew what the situation was. And man, it was, man, you could cut the tension with a knife. And man, it's like, I thought it was gonna go down in the barbershop. I was like, man, I just want a haircut because man, it was crazy. But it's just one of them things that just kind of let you know when you get people that's, you know what I'm saying, really about their craft or whatever. Man, it just shows you, man, just how much passion go into this stuff. So I ain't get to say it earlier, but rest in peace, Courtney, man. Like I said, man, it's some other stories like the gazebo fight and man, that intramural fight. Well, we had some times, man, like some for real times.
I'm gonna say this, because the dynamic of where the world is now, with so much access to everybody. One of the things I've always cherished, and I've shared it before, is the mythical aspect of y'all guys like y'all, Courtney Star. I didn't meet Vertus till I think I ain't found out. I heard his name, but I never got to see Vertus until like I got into college. And so I was say, like the legendary type stat, like your aura and your legend becomes bigger when you hear people talk about you so much. Like I knew about Brian Kemp. He actually taught me my freshman year at Whitehaven. He came back and worked with the drum line before he got super busy again. But he was the standard for Whitehaven as far as leadership, and like it carried over from what he helped establish from how old are you, 98, somewhere around there, 99. But that carried over to Clint and they kept going. But like guys like Steve Potts, Jeff, Courtney Starks, Terrence Jordan, Pat, you two, Verlis, TP, Jeff, all you guys are like superheroes to me. Like that's just me personally. Growing up, and I've always been like, cause y'all always came, like, especially like Potts and Cheese, like them dudes, and Jeff, man, they always came and gave back. It don't matter who school it was, they came back and just make sure. And Steve said this years ago, man, he was so adamant about doing stuff for Memphis because he was like, man, Memphis the cream of the crop, and we had the best of everything. That I never forgot those words, man. And so like y'all always been like superheroes in my eyes because you couldn't get to y'all so much. You couldn't hit them up on the computer like they can do now and see everybody. So the young guys take a lot of the older guys for granted because they can get to them so quickly, so easily, which is a good thing. But that always set y'all up. I remember when I first taught Terrence Jordan, it was an all-star practice, and it was him and James running snare solos together. And for me, James was the coldest snare drum I had seen at that point. So T Jordan was running the set, like, man, who this dude think he is better than James? Like, that man, I found out, like, nah, that man ain't cold as a fool. So like stuff like that, man, I've always
Vince always got the run-ins.
Huh?
I said you always had them run-ins like that. You run into the buzz saws.
Man, For the Stars, I'm gonna say this. Like somebody said to me, I never in my life. I remember we was getting ready to kick back up for the little alumni thing. We was at Hamilton. And Courtney got on the drum and was playing. I like, Jesus Christ, man. I can feel it under my chest. That man was so freaking loud, dog, and fast.
So
this was years after him marching.
One of the funny things that just now occurred to my mind is for my crab year, it was Courtney, it was John, Robert, and we had a bunch of like left-handed guys that could really like play with power. And like you'll probably never hear a Robert Outlaw story, but from this, but that might have so much power. He wasn't the fastest, but like what do you say?
What'd you say, bro?
We should be talking about Robert Outlaw like that, man. You said you'll never hear another Robert Outlaw story.
You probably won't, but you know what I'm saying? Like, because this, for one, this you know, we talked about Courtney, and then, you know, we kind of break down into Memphis, so we know Robert being from Nashville, you know, that when he showed up, you know, them folks, it was like the second coming of Christ when Robert, man, got on Stir and Tears. You like, I got a Nashville dude on Stir and Tears, you know.
Man, you ain't lying.
I thought the Titans won the Super Bowl. They had the parade and everything.
Hey, do you remember Robert Marshall? It wasn't even in school.
Man, it was a lot of that going on. You know, it was.
That's a different Robert.
Hey, that man wasn't even in Robert. He was in like Nashville Tech or something. That nigga wasn't even in school.
Bro, we did that a couple more times. It was somebody else did that. When we came to the Ultimate, when Mario played, Mario wasn't even in the band no more.
Yeah.
What did you on there talking about Grace? If the man put his stuff on the bus. we took care of the stuff that had to be taken care of, man. We handle business. Right. It's just, the stories that probably won't make this is, boy, Brian, quit. Stop, man.
Hey Vince, you made me think about I think it was the second year we did the alumni band mass band face off. And it was me, Starks, T. Jordan, and I think James. What was it, James Terrence?
It was James.
Well, we came out in the center of the floor, man, and exchanged solos back to back. I have been trying to find that footage.
I had that tape.
Who's James?
James Nelson. He went to Jackson.
I have been trying to find that footage, man.
Right there, boy.
I remember
cheese.
That's what I was talking about when I said
y'all niggas gonna be late for everything. Y'all niggas. I don't know if I should keep saying niggas, but my shirt said these nuts. So I think Hey, I remember the time, nigga, the buses were leaving and Jeff was standing outside of Watson Hall. Standing outside. I don't know, he was the classmate. And then I'm like, this nigga Jeff, man, this nigga didn't care. He's the same way.
Party over Cheese House.
Hey, Vince.
Man, party at Cheese House. It's supposed to start at 7. That motherfucker don't start at 12.
He don't get there. He get there at 12:05.
This was Vince. We lived like this every day, bro. Like it was every day, bro. Like.
Hey, Cheese, you just jumped on. I'm gonna let you get yours in. Give us one of your favorite Courtney Stark story, bro.
Man, with Courtney Stark, oh man, I think when they first came over to state, man, and it was a challenge for me. I think it was a challenge for the whole line because you know they kind of transferred over, you know, and so I had made up my head I was gonna make it tough for him and Chicken, like it just cause that's how it went. I mean, of course we knew both of them. We knew both of them were gonna be asset to the line, you know what I mean? But we just couldn't let them walk on, you know what I mean? They had missed the whole pre-drill. But when they came, I think that whole line, shit, we were hell on pot. I think that did he come in no, he came 99, right?
No, it's 2000.
It was
2000.
2000 when they came. Yeah, yeah. So that whole line, we was just hell on anyway. Uh, but somebody gave my nickname the thumb or some
That
shit
was
like
you. I'm talking about no somebody. That was you.
See,
And
see,
got
that
me in
might have been
trouble
somebody.
Bring it
because
up.
I was laughing.
He's
Wrong
gonna
with
bring it
dude.
up.
Bruh.
He's gonna
What
bring
we
it up
said?
until I said, let me wait until Cheese get over here. I'm gonna
I
let
was
Yeah.
him
gonna.
know.
That
He
might,
think he be like, man,
bruh.
that nigga just like a thumb.
They might hated that name, bruh.
He
Hey,
said comeback was cool and all, but thumb,
He
look,
hated that job,
looking
bruh.
at my thumb like, like a goddamn thumb.
hell yeah. Right. It was too funny, man. Y'all
Bruh.
niggas be hilarious.
He
Yeah.
hated that name, bruh. If you think that
Yeah,
might
Yeah.
be Congo, he hated being called Thumb,
ooh,
See,
Yeah.
turns. There was another one of them times I went to the back and laughed because I ain't want no
bruh.
smoke with nobody.
He got out the way.
Bruh.
Right, yeah. Them
Oh
boys,
man.
I always knew they were gonna be beasted though. You know, I knew Courtney back from back when he was at Westwood, I was at Fairleigh. He was like one of my rivals, you know what I mean? It was my arch nemesis, if you feel me. It was between Courtney and Brian on here.
He up
Cause
there
they used to
top.
always be like, "Gee, man, you need to see Brian Kemp and you need to see Courtney Starr." And then when I seen Courtney Starr and seen he was even handed, I was like, I'm gonna need to stay away from his ass. Yeah. But yeah, but those Courtney was definitely, man. He was beasting, man. He came over there and shit. I felt like the line was complete, man. Jeff never came up. We was shit 2000 was that thing for me, man. So yeah, he definitely left his mark there.
And man, while we here and you already on, I want to say thank you for the leadership that you gave Mr. Cheese. You know what I'm saying? During the
Absolutely,
2000 year, that was excellent. You and
absolutely.
Mr. Potts and Vic, all y'all.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, when we came in, man, we knew we were gonna come
Two,
in with something different.
a kid
You know what I
buffet,
mean?
and adult
And
buffet,
we want to make sure that we
water
had the
and drink.
respect not only from the band leadership in the props, but you know the session as well. So you know what I'm saying, we came up with a different plan, and that shit worked like, you know, it worked like crazy, you know. But it produced some of the most coldest and memorable legends that, you know what I'm saying, that come out of Memphis, really that come out of state. You know, 2000 produced that, you know. And we really we put our head to the pavement. We made that thing work, you know what I'm saying? All my sexual leaders, we was all in loop, you know what I'm saying? We was all in sync. It was perfect, you know. And I don't know, we're gonna see another 2000. That thing was raw because ever since then, y'all just set the bar higher and higher and higher. And man, from when Courtney had it, from Jeff had it to Pat to Terry, I mean, the bar just kept going up and up and up from 2000. So yeah, so that whole line, I salute y'all because y'all got with the program for real.
Yeah.
Find
That
some
was that was
footage from y'all from back then and look at y'all and see what was going
yeah.
on.
I don't boys.
Man, I wish I wish we was social media and recording
Man,
like y'all do today, man.
Ain't nothing out there anywhere?
It's a
The
few.
Man,
most
It ain't
not
like
like it need to
where it
be.
is like now.
the
Yeah.
most you'll probably find is like stuff from like it's a bunch of O2 stuff out there.
yeah,
This a little stuff from O1. You probably ain't gonna find too much of nothing, you know,
yeah,
especially just the drum section from like 2000.
yeah,
Hey,
man.
man,
Man, if they did, man, if they found anything with the what you call that John down in the dungeon, what that John
Yeah.
called?
Oh, the
The
pit.
Oh,
pit.
the
Ooh.
pit.
Woo, that would have been it right
It's,
there.
nigga, you
it's,
don't know that
Yeah.
man?
Yeah.
Hey man, 2000. It's like T said, man, 2000, dude. It was crazy. It's just slick, man. Those
Yeah.
y'all guys that came in, JJ, Rashad, P. Park, uh, it just clicked, man. Even Outlaw, coming
Yeah,
from Nashville, he was the
yeah,
only stat gentleman that wasn't from Memphis. That was a
uh-huh,
freshman. And
yeah,
man, it just clicked. And T's and I, even the crazy part, the crazy part is we never sat down in like we probably sat down probably one time and said, hey, this is how we need to do this, blah 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 blah
right.
blah blah. But
We
other
just got in
times
line.
it was just click. It just
We,
click because y'all cats could play. So
yeah,
it was just like we just need to form this mold, man, and just make it
uh-huh,
whole. And
yeah,
it worked.
yeah,
His
yeah,
leadership, man, just like John JJ just said, man, Chief's leadership, it was just natural.
yeah,
It was just perfect, and everybody just followed in line and support. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
he
yeah.
was fucking Batman, and I was fucking Robin. So it
Right.
it worked
Right.
out. It worked out good, man. And then on one came in. It was
Nah,
like, man,
y'all was good cop,
this
bad
shit,
cop.
I'm finna fucking off myself. I
Yeah,
mean, it was like, God, man. I mean, that was decent, but y'all had set the bar so goddamn high. I know the cussing. I'm
yeah,
sorry,
You good.
but
yeah,
it was so high, man. It was y'all, because everybody individually played. In
yeah.
'01, we get the
Oh man.
I gotta watch my language, watch what I say.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
get the kids that just never played a drum before. I played
Right.
piccolo, but I want to play cymbal. Nigga,
Yeah.
what?
But see,
Hey,
So
that's a true story, but
yeah.
true story. My
it,
bad,
So
Vince. Go
rough.
ahead, man.
You
I'm,
good.
I'm gonna have to admit, man, from that year, I was really trying to break every last one of y'all because all y'all came with y'all different. I was trying to break Chicken and Courtney. I was trying to break Terms because I felt like, man, where you finna hold that bass? I man help that man. I was trying to
So
break
funny.
JJ, but I was trying to break all of them. Them boys had hard. I'm talking about the
Man, them
whole
boys,
line
man.
had
Hey,
hard.
man.
I'm gonna tell
Y'all
you the
boys, y'all boys had hard out this world, man. Y'all spoiled us.
I'm gonna tell you the top two
That's
times
why.
that top
Let me
three
let me say
times.
this right fast, JJ. Man, that's
All right.
why I can't even. I don't even really watch TSU videos now because I can't. This shit is disappointing at times. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah,
true story. That's why I don't go around much because the shit is disappointing at times because the bar was set. It was there. And go ahead, though. I know you got to
yeah.
add it, so I ain't trying to.
Hey, that's
You know,
another
I support the
conversation,
home
man.
team.
Real talk.
I support the home team. I do. So go ahead. Go ahead, Chief. I mean, JJ, go ahead.
That's another
Man, I was just
conversation.
gonna say he said he was trying to break us. It was a lot of times it almost happened. That's all.
Yeah.
Like the one time was the 50-yard line. That's
The
one.
video line.
Yep.
Number
See.
two
Yep.
is when them folk call y'all in for some reason, and we stood out there in attention for 1,000 hours.
Yeah.
And number
Dude,
three is
hey, wait a minute, JJ. You got to stop right there, nigga. When y'all was standing up there, me and Cheese came outside, nigga. Hey, man. Hey, Brian Kemp. Let me tell you this, man. No, we had to get called in for something. I don't even remember
Yeah.
the section these. We got called in for something. Man, I know they had us in that man meeting forever. Man, we came outside, man. These cats were sitting still at attention. Man, one move. Me and she was like,
we
nigga,
about 3 shades darker too.
nigga. We was
Right.
like, nigga, we
Bacon.
on. We on now. We was like,
Yeah.
hey,
and bro, didn't nobody
this
talk
is
or say nothing or move the whole time.
Hey, but we
I
was
think I
we was
said
sitting
it.
there like
I think I
well,
said it again.
we like surely we won't have to go to the pit tonight after all this.
Right.
Man, hey
Let's go.
man.
Brother,
Hey, that's why I say y'all niggas
pit.
spoiled us, man. Y'all spoiled us, dude.
Yeah,
That's why we
man.
used to joke and play all the time. Cause y'all niggas, we give y'all a mission. Y'all niggas coming back with that heat, prime opinion. It's like
Yeah.
And then 01 came in. Like, I think that's when I started drinking.
Hey, I know we got like a minute and a half left. I'm gonna start at the top from Brian. Your last word. I'm gonna cut the show. We'll probably do it again. I don't want to hold y'all too long. No, TP gotta go to work. So just about a 15-second, man. Something for Courtney. We go Brian, Jeff, Terrence Jordan, Pat, Burtis, TP, Potts, JJ, and Cheese.
All right.
Well, I've always carried this one piece of regret, and that is that I did not follow them to TSU. I was this close, this close.
I heard.
You know, I'm talking about on the edge, bro.
Yeah.
But man, Courtney, man, you know, we love you, bro. That I don't think I will ever meet somebody else like you. Your skill set, your mind, how you function, how you move. Hey man, rest in peace to you, Courtney, man.
1 minute. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, man. Man, definitely gonna miss you, bro. Love you, man. It was a blessing to get a chance to spend time with you and learn from you. Definitely hate that you weren't a part of that 02 line at Tennessee State where we had 9 snare drummers, 8 from Memphis. You would have made number 9 to push us to 10, but yeah, man, definitely gonna miss you, man.
T Joy.
Man, I gonna miss you, bro. Tough one, man. I gonna miss you, man. I just hate I ain't never get a chance to play with you like in the season and nothing like that. But we got plenty behind the scenes memory that if it was on tape, man, shoot. Man, bro. So
Man, Courtney Stars was a great asset to Tennessee State. He is my brother. I love him. He's one of the persons that I looked up to and tried to go after. Tried to beat him. Never conquered that. Might have did a couple of rudiments here or there, but he was a great guy. I'm going to miss you. Love.
We got 40 more minutes.
might put some more money on the card. got my minutes back.
Got my minutes
Man,
right.
you don't know nothing about that, man.
Y'all do not know nothing about that. Where Brian is, man?
I'm gonna get him back in here. Let me see. He showing people. He texting in the group.
Now don't y'all be laughing and checking if every time y'all see me pop back on, I got on a different piece of the uniforms.
so time is approaching.
Bruh. They finna put out the searchlight in a minute.
Who's
No, Jeff, you
Hey,
got
man, since we on
what you call
commercial
it?
break, the third
Sideways.
thing was Tony Davis
Yes,
while
sir.
we
Yes,
running,
sir.
Sideways.
jumping on people's
Poindexter.
backs. That was the other thing.
You hear me, Jeff?
Yeah, man.
Cheese on. Okay, let's see.
Poindexter was from Indianapolis, right?
Right.
That's what I thought.
He was 99.
And boy, they were holding on for dear life.
Dear life.
Oh, Jeff, I got it. So since I just thought about it, y'all had all the Super Saiyans and the strongest regular humans. Before I used to say that that Poindexter was the strongest human. Bro, it used to be at that joint rolling, bro. But my Pots, I don't know if you ever got to see them folks when they was in the dorm rooms, bro. Them folks used to be going to war. Like
I heard about it.
they would have to beat up a couple folks that was in the room next door. You know what I'm saying? They heard people like hitting on them. You know how they had the little countertops and board. Man, they came over there to get ready to start up. So he be man about 30 people in there. Hey man, y'all, y'all doing all right?
Putting one of the biggest dudes in there, John.
Yeah, you know, we right next door if y'all need anything. Man.
Change that whole approach.
Bro. Cause
everybody back on.
Thing, man. We was always deep, man. That's how when stuff pop off, man, it was always, man, like that intramural fight, bro. That hold on, you already recording that? I don't know nothing about this, so never mind.
I've been recording, bro.
It's crazy, man. Just like that 2000 year, man. We wanted me and Cheese, man. We wanted every year to be like that, man. We wanted, and as you can see, they stay. You see them now. You can tell, man, that they quit because of how me and Cheese, we did that freshman class. They do the same thing. I guarantee you they do the same thing. They click, man. That shit is just, it's amazing. It's amazing. I wish that we had continuously stayed like that with the talent that comes up there, man. But, you know, it is what it is. But go ahead, Vince.
No, we good, man. I'm listening. I love hearing stories, bro.
Yeah.
Who was on Pat? You doing your last?
No, he was on Terrence. He was on T.
He was on Terrence.
He got cut off. He was like
Terrence Jordan. Yeah. Terrence. Yeah.
No, you gonna have to.
Hold on. Let me ask you. Let me see before we finish. Is it safe to say Courtney went undefeated in his life on snare, or at least from high school up to his transition? Did he go undefeated?
So I don't know about how he was at Jackson, but in high school, when Cheese was that guy. If you talked about snares during that time, you heard about Cheese, Tony Starr, Brian Kemp. You heard about those cats, man. And undefeated, I don't know.
So
during high school days, but that guy, he was coming with that heat.
Out of the one time that I heard Herman play in person, I'll say in high school, it might have been one person that might have had a shot to get that man a run on that double stroke. That was Reggie. Brian, I know you know, man, Reggie was even-handed too. I seen Reggie pick up some number 2 pencils, man, and bust out a double stroke roll on the sheet of notebook paper. I was just like, who does this, bro?
Reggie was one of the best I've ever seen that did.
Reggie had some hands, bro, and like
light skin Reggie.
Man, if Reggie was like kind of tuned to that same mindset, and he kind of like stuck with it, because he like just the natural talent in my head. Other than that, it's kind of like John said, like that's another person who Brian real good at baiting people too. I remember he ate an old boy when we was at Carroll. Hit that guy with the triplets, it was over with. That's why I bought that T-Fly. You know, I love some triplets, man. But when John got to the point where he started learning how to bait people, and he isolate a rudiment, you know what I'm saying, that he knew that even the chances that I done seen him pop a bead of sweat on Courtney's head before. It was on some drags. It was some drag rudiment, man. My Big John had them joints. And if you ever seen Big John practice sticks, you know that man did not come to play. That man had $7 worth of duct tape on his drum.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna get him on some of them, but overall, that man gonna go on handle me. I ain't gonna lie. But I can say during 2000, him and Jeff after every practice, man, it didn't matter what was happening. They finna exchange some stuff. And I think Jeff got him a couple of times, you know what I'm saying, on them John. But now, out of his prime, like Jordan out of his prime, when Terrence and Pat came up there, if Courtney was still here, he'll let you know he was sweating a whole lot with them folks.
he wouldn't even play with us.
I ain't gonna lie. Because after a while with Pat Dontel and Terrence, I just went on and told them, hey man, y'all got it. I ain't gonna lie. So, hey, let me learn something from y'all. But yeah, Courtney, he would never just say it, but you know, you can see the man
Right.
sweating over there.
Yeah.
You had to stay away from the road rudiments though.
Well,
You had to
Yeah,
stay
you
away
got
from
to.
the road rudiments.
You got to.
Like
None of them.
Stay away from the road.
Courtney was fast.
Yeah.
You could
Any rudiment that
confuse the
got a
shit out
number
of
in
him.
it, hang that up.
You could confuse the shit out of Courtney. He might have been fast, but you could play something. He had to step back. Wait a minute, Kemp, what you do? You know, you have to kind of. I got to mess with him a little bit. You know,
it couldn't be straightforward. If it was
it
too
couldn't be
straightforward.
straightforward. No, you got
Nah,
to
it
take
can be
him around the point
straightforward.
and
You
back.
hit that
Right.
man with them blah. He's over with him.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's over with.
Man,
Bro, it
Diaz,
was
man.
some that they had they was trying to play and they got Chiefs to play it. And I can't remember what that was. We was in there, it was some kind of hybrid rudiment or whatever that they had in the pattern or whatever. And they was kind of fumbling with it. And Cheese hit that trying to do that kind of sat back.
Right. Well, see, on this day, I had to realize the level to it. You know what I mean? And when you coming up every year, they add like when I was coming up, it was really just the main 26. All the hybrids and stuff went there, right? And so you can't compare a 96, 97 drama to a 2000 drama because it was different levels to it. You see what I'm saying? But I always looked at it as my predecessor supposed to burn me. They supposed to be, no, I ain't do my job. You see what I'm saying? Jeff Foster came up killing. You see what I'm saying? And it was supposed to trickle like that. Because if he did, that mean I ain't challenged him to want to beat me.
That's
see what I'm
true.
saying?
Well,
I got
Cheese,
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this, Cheese. If that's true, and we wasn't off that basis, I did an excellent job.
Yeah.
Parents
Absolutely.
did do.
Oh yes, sir.
Hell yeah, Jay. Hell yeah. Hey, but I'm gonna tell y'all this, y'all. I when Cheese with let me give a shout out to Tremont. I meant to say this before, you guys. When we first went to PSU, me and Cheese, I went up to Cheese room. Tremont played quads. Okay, so I get up there, Cheese and Tremont are in the room. So anyway, found out that Tremont had, and you tell me if I'm wrong, Cheese, packed up and helped Cheese come up to TSU.
Right.
And I thought Tremont was staying up there. I thought he was coming. I was like, I know he played quads, but I was like, well, I guess he's gonna play something else. But
Right.
I found out that Tremont, he just kept bringing Cheese up there. And I always respected Tremont for that, man, what he did. Because you just imagine, man, somebody you want to go to play, because that's the ultimate thing. You want to play, you from high school, you want to play in college. That's the NFL of bands. And man, just giving a shout out to Tremont. I meant to say this, Vince, when you interviewed me, man, and I just wanted to say it right now, dude. I shout out to Tremont, man, for doing that, for Cheese, support, always, you guys. Everybody's on here, man. Love one another, support one another. Vince, I commend you for what you're doing with this video, dude. Support each other, push each other, man. Lift each other. Go back. If a guy is down, man, help him out, man. Uplift each other. Don't be a crab in a bucket, dude. So, but anyway, shout out to Tremont, man. You see this video, dog? I love you for that. Continue to be a blessing to these kids, Vince. You continue to be a blessing to these kids because God knows they need you. And it's y'all security, but for me, but Vince and Tremont and all you guys is helping out, man. It ain't even gotta be about drums, dude. It even gotta be about drums. But do your part, dude. Do your part. Anytime I know I can pick up the phone and call Cheese, is gonna be there for me. I can call all you cats, man. Y'all gonna be there for me, man. Y'all do your part and help out each other, dude. I just had to say that.
I got something to say.
I can pick
Hey,
up
y'all
some
need to
dog
go
shit
and finish
too.
these last remark
Yes, you
things
do.
before the time run out again.
Oh, we good. We got at least 28 minutes. We good on
No, no,
We
no.
keep
It was
on saying
40
that
at
and keep
first.
on
I
running
got
out.
It was
28 minutes
40.
left on my
No.
card. You know what I mean?
Hey, see, you remember them cards you used to buy at the gas station when you said TNU? Put $5 on a calling card, nigga. That's what we got now. Calling card.
Right.
Yeah, cards are serious.
Hell yeah. Damn,
Hey,
Look,
well,
we used to
hey,
call,
Hey,
collect, and say
but
everything.
JJ, tell the truth, man. We really do need to go do it because it's gonna run out, dude. It's gonna run out.
who
Hey,
was
is Brian stuck or is this?
Bruh, I don't know. I guess he just be sitting there still, man. I'd be like, that man got a screen saver. He just
got some
move.
good discipline?
That man need to be in the honey.
He was still a
Man, gonna be a Gucci mannequin at the store, man.
Man, y'all doing too much, man.
Man, be like,
This what we doing?
Go ahead.
This what we
that
doing?
mannequin fresh as hell, man. I appreciate it, bro.
This what we doing? I had no but a Nike sweater on, man. That's what we doing.
But your head
Bruh.
was down here.
Bro, it'll be
I'm
the same
looking
way
at my
if Courtney was here.
phone. Just looking at my
That my
phone.
business name.
But go ahead.
Go ahead, T Sly.
I just cut off on me, didn't
You just said thank you. Last little
it?
part.
All right, man. I guess you can get keep whatever you got before it cut off, man. But it's just, man, love, bro, man. We're gonna miss you, man. Rest well, man. And your legacy gonna live on for sure. Gonna make sure of that.
Vertus.
Man, Courtney was one of those guys that, you hear people talk about people like, man, that man cold, that man can play. And you finally see him and you like, man, he all right. You know what I'm saying? He can play, but, he ain't what you said he is. Courtney was one of those dudes that the first time you saw him play after everything you had heard about him, you like, man, this dude better than y'all said he was. Like, this man is super raw. So one of the most talented guys I've ever played with, you know what I'm saying, but an even better person, you know what I'm saying, just a really down-to-earth person, funny, family guy, man of God. So, rest in peace. We gonna miss you, but we appreciate everything that you did for the culture, all the relationships that everybody had with you, just the fact that all of us are gathered today on this call, to remember you, just shows the imprint that you left on all of us. And man, we appreciate it. And you got a lot of guys here that are going to continue to keep your name and your legacy alive. So rest well.
Yeah, man. Rashad, did we get you?
Yeah, I went. I was trying to keep it short because I knew we was up against the deadline.
Want to add some more? You good?
Man, now you put me on the spot, but nah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
EP.
You said me?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, of course, kind of piggybacking on some of what Bertie said, it's all about drums, you know what I'm saying? When you kind of meet good people in life, you know what I'm saying, you kind of establish their relationship. And that was just, even like the first time I met Courtney, it had to be somewhere around 97 or something like that. He just always been a good dude, a solid dude. And, even throughout some of the intense rivalries that we had in the city around that time, you know what I'm saying? Like, just seeing people out in public, man, they still stop and chop it up with you. And, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of relationship building. And that's kind of a big thing, you know what I'm saying, this day and age with, you know what I'm saying, so much going on, you know what I'm saying, with like, as Black men is in general. So just keeping it, meeting general people, you know what I'm saying, really good people like that in general, that's a big thing. You can't take stuff like that for granted nowadays. So while all y'all on here, man, I appreciate and love all y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like Sean said, it's good to fellowship, even, man, no matter how small it may be, whether it be a text message or whatever, man. I love and appreciate y'all. And man, shout out to Courtney, man. Love you, man. Rest in love, bro. You will be missed.
For sure. We got Bertie and Brian. Cheese man. Hold on. Steve, you went?
No, but comment Steve Call me Speed one more time, see what happened to you. But look, shout out to Courtney, man. Hey, man, it's much love on our end, man. We love you, dude. We miss you. And I always tell people, man, Hypo, Isaac Shivers once said that once you leave this earth, make sure people have positive things to say about you. And that's my motto. I do. And thankfully, we do have positive things to say about Courtney. That's how we should live our lives forever. So I'm thankful for you brothers, man, to be sitting here talking about it. And we need to continue to do this, continue to talk and continue to pick up the phone and call each other, man. Just, I don't give a damn if it's just a text message, man. Continue to say hi, bye, whatever it is, man. On that group text we got on Messenger, let's continue.
Might muted itself.
My bad, nigga.
I told you about the old folk, man.
Continue to do those things, dude. And man, I love all of you guys, man. Continue to be a blessing to these young people. I can't push that enough. I don't give a damn if it's your nephew. Continue to help one another, man. Love y'all, and rest in peace, Courtney. You made your mark, dude.
For sure. Chiefs.
Yes, sir. First, let me shout out to Verdi. What's up, bro? I didn't know you was on here. What's happening, brother?
What's up?
Courtney, man, who knew that it's crazy how the stars and the moon line up sometime, because this past Southern Heritage Classic, out of all the seats in the damn stadium, we wind up sitting right next to each other. You know what I mean? And I just thought that was crazy. Him and his girl was together at the Classic, and we wind up kind of having a beer together, kind of chopping it up, you know what I mean? And he was just kind of letting me know he was doing good, you know. And it's crazy when you interact with somebody, and when you see him, you never know, you know, what God plan is for him, you know. But I think that me and Courtney kind of created a separate bond, just like I got with each individual one of y'all, because I think, you know what I'm saying, you guys kind of see me in y'all own specific light. You know, we got our own different bond. And that's how every time I come around, I link back up with any one of y'all. It's like we never, you know what I mean? Like we been talking every day. And Courtney, it wasn't any different. You know, we had a different kind of bond because we had started connecting on business as well, and his mother with the roofing company and things like that. So it really hit home when I seen that, because you know, you just never know what your last interaction gonna be with somebody. So I mean, he was a real genuine guy, you know, from the first time I ever actually met him, you know, when he came to state. And I'm a forever, you know, appreciate his presence and what he brought to my life, you know. And you know, rest well, brother. You know, we definitely, the whole family, you know, I've been praying for them. They all been reaching out to me, you know, Tan, all of them, you know. My heart is always with y'all, you know, and these guys that's on this Zoom, man, we, you know, is definitely good, genuine brothers. And it's amazing that they even, you know, did something like this, especially you, Vince, for pulling this together. But the amount of love that you know, everybody on this call have for him, the fact that we even jumped on and did this, it just speaks volumes about Courtney. You know, so I'm gonna leave on that. Say, you know what I'm saying, much love to him and his family. And rest well, brother.
I appreciate it, man. I'll close and wrap it up, man. First of all, I'm gonna start with
just Perkins.
Vincent, I gotta go.
Oh, you didn't win back?
No.
My bad, bro. Go ahead.
It might have been over there grooming his beard 15 minutes waiting.
Go ahead,
Oh man. First time I ever seen Courtney play, I was 13 years old. And man, he was waxing some dude from Power Glove like some serious. And Courtney was nothing He's in 10th grade. Like, it was the most amazing thing I ever seen in my life. I never thought I would have got the opportunity to play next to him in my sophomore year. He changed the way I approach playing the drum for the rest of my years. It changed my approach on how I look at just rudiments, all that stuff. Like, he gave me hell my sophomore year. Like, I couldn't hear myself playing next to him. It was crazy. But man, I appreciate his kind words. Last time I spoke to him, it was me, Terrence, and Big John. And man, he said some stuff to us that we never thought we would hear from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gave us our flowers, like, before it was time for us to give our flowers. But it was the most beneficial conversation I ever had with him, because he was letting us know that he respected us in a way that he couldn't even express in words. So it was just super dope. So rest in peace to Courtney. Man, I'm gonna miss you, and I'm definitely gonna do something to continue your legacy and keep this stuff going, man.
All right, cool. Now I'll wrap it up, man. I know for certain, my first time seeing Courtney, I was probably maybe 8. I was going to practice with my cousin. He was playing at Westwood at the time. His name Curtis Knowles, for you old guys that may or may not know him. And that's what actually got me into band. The first band I ever saw in my life was Westwood. That's the only band I knew until I got to Haverhill. But I'm sure Courtney was there playing, and Curtis used to tell me about Courtney, you know, over time, about how bad it right Congo. That's how I used to write. Congo was a bad dude. So that's how I knew that name before, you know, a lot of people my age may have known him. But everybody on this platform right now, every last one of you guys, I appreciate every single last one of y'all. We all, like Chief said, we all got our personal relationships. And all of y'all been very beneficial to me personally throughout the years, and especially this year, especially my boy T Perk. Man, he was with me. Man, I think he's seen me crying a couple times, but man, he been there with me every step of the way, checking on me all day, every day. And being there for the guys at the Haven, filling in, with helping me with doing a lot of stuff for them. As well as my young guys, Justin and Brian. Can't leave them boys out. Darius Scott too, Chop. But my Courtney impact is definitely gonna be felt, man. Like I say, when I saw him growing up, it was like, you know, I remember LeBron talking about seeing the aura around him, like around Michael Jordan. That Courtney Starr had that effect on me, as well as a lot of.
Bring up LeBron. Go ahead.
Hey, man, first, listen, we talking about GOATs. We gotta at least say one GOAT every time. LeBron James.
Man, we're gonna get cut off again just because you said LeBron.
I don't know why y'all hate, man. Everybody know that man to go. Quit hating. We'll get back to it. But man, all y'all guys, man, for real, like Brian Kemp, man, was one of the first superstars for me growing up. Steve Potts, you guys, you know, you've been, man, since I was in 10th grade for sure. Like, favorite bass drum player growing up. TP's another one. And then like I said, I heard about Vertis right before going into college and stuff. And yeah.
Hey, you know, just as a quick side note, that's why we back in the day, that's why we always had them issues with Melrose. It's specifically because of Vertis. Vertis tore up his heads at like a battle of the bands, and Melrose was kind enough to let us use one of their drums. And Vertis, man, destroyed that joint. I'm talking about.
Hey, man, we could talk about Vertis all day. You remember Vertis and Mike Cow about to get the fight? I know your ass remember that nigga. Hey,
Mike Cow.
This guy rewind. That was the time.
Wow.
Vertis was talking. He was A&M band was about to whoop him. All right, they were about to fight him at their game. The next week, that's when we played A&M, and Prof was like, "We're not playing. Gonna sit us down." And Mike was the drum major, and Vertis is like, "Nigga, I'm playing." Man, Mike got so mad. And Vertis, it was like class of the trades. It was like, Vertis, I think you remember that.
Somebody, I can't remember. If you've been in Alabama A&M Stadium, you know they got those real steep bleachers where you can't see who's on the podium. And TSU now puts the drum majors in the stands to help direct the music, but this was before we were doing it.
You the
So
change.
we messed up probably like 4 or 5 intros just because we couldn't see Dean on the podium calling our song. So I think we messed up like coming back in on Nick, I want to say it was. And somebody threw a Powerade bottle in the drum section. And I'm like, man, who in the, man, y'all got us messed up. Don't be throwing no bottles and stuff like and doing stuff like that. So Mike was the one that stood up and was like, well, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So it just escalated from there.
So glad y'all didn't fight, G's. Because I was like, oh my God. I'm like, these devils, man, A&M. Man, Crazy one little and Mike one little. It was like, my God, the world for the end right now. It was bad. I thought it was gonna get bad. I'm so glad y'all didn't fight, dude.
First of all,
It was just, I think that was just a frustrating night for everybody. And it
Bruh,
just,
But let's not sugarcoat it. Y'all was about to fight, Burgess.
bruh,
I really don't think, I don't really think.
Oh, Burgess. I was going to fight. Again. Hey, it was about to go down because you weren't backing down and Mike went back. I was like, Jesus.
I've never seen, I've only seen Burgess mad like one time my whole entire like 20 something years. I only seen that mad maybe like one time.
That was my one time too. That was my one time. Yeah.
Got a good track record, V.
Yeah, you got a great track record. Yeah.
It's gonna be that one time, though. Well, somebody had that coming.
Absolutely.
What they do.
You won the lottery.
See, I get blamed for everything. Like I got blamed when Jordan put the symbol up the dude neck in Atlanta. That wasn't me. That was y'all.
No, that was
yeah.
That was her.
Yeah, that was in Memphis.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was in Memphis. Yeah.
But listen,
Possibly to fight with the drum on.
I got 9 minutes and 42 seconds left on my card.
See?
2 things.
All right, nigga.
First thing, I'm definitely gonna pay homage again to Courtney at the Battle of Drummers. First one, shout out to Steve Potts. I gotta say that every time because one for Steve Potts, I wouldn't got the connection to Cheese. If it wasn't for Cheese, I wouldn't got being able to put on this production of this Battle of Drummers that Whitehaven has been throwing since 2013. And it's because of them 2 guys believing in me and trusting me, especially Steve trusting me and him vouching for me to Cheese and Cheese seeing and understand like, little bro, he about his business. So I appreciate y'all dudes so much for that. But I'm gonna pay homage to Starks at the Battle of the Drummers. I'm gonna do something special for that one. And then I'm gonna honor. I'm gonna make sure I gotta start honoring more than one person or 2 people. I can't remember, but I know I got Potts out the way. I got Cheese out the way. I think I had. I think I got Jeff. Good. I got JJ. So I gotta honor all y'all OGs, man. So T Jordan and Pat. Make sure y'all get to Memphis.
Hey man, when you honor John Jordan? When you honor dude?
I thought I did.
You didn't.
No, I ain't never had nothing like that.
You was COVID. You was COVID. You was COVID.
You covered, yeah.
Yeah, he was COVID. I know I had it. I know that you COVID you, so we didn't have it. But don't you worry, JJ. You did.
Hey, I was just trying to see you said my name, but I ain't know what
say your
about
name,
Hey, you know for what you did for Whitehaven, man.
It might look for his flowers.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
goddamn right.
Okay, I let her know.
I'm gonna honor both of you guys, but I'm gonna implement the belt. Terrence Jordan, since you the last one with the belt, I'm gonna need your input on it so we can get it back into rotation. And I think I want to make it.
Still mad about that.
I want to make it bigger. I want to make it where all HBCUs can kind of get into it, and it's gonna be one belt. And we're gonna we're gonna do it at Whitehaven Battle Drum. So we're gonna get together and I'm gonna talk to some other people and get some outlines for some guidelines for what we can do to get that belt in place. But Stark's definitely a good tribute.
My friend.
But man, listen, I'm not gonna hold y'all long. Terrence Perkins got to be at work in like 45 minutes. So man, I'm gonna let him get himself together and I'll get you guys off. But man, once again, bro,
y'all, man.
As one of y'all, man, I appreciate y'all to the fullest. Y'all know how important that what it means a lot to me for us to come together, and everything Steve said about us staying connected and keeping in touch with everyone. That's a very, very big deal, especially how we are going, how life is going right now. So man, thank y'all, man. Everybody out there, always remember, the chops don't stop. Peace.
Chops don't stop.
All right, so this concludes the video tribute to Courtney Starks. Once again, I thank everybody that was on the call, had and did the reflections about Courtney, but it's bigger than just us. Steve Potts mentioned it a couple of times. Like, make sure that we stay in tune and in touch with our people. No matter what the relationship is presently, at some point we have people that we were very close to, that we may have drifted away from. Whatever you need to do to restore those relationships with your people, please do those things. Life is too short. If you know we have certain situations that we're dealing with, or you're dealing with, reach out to somebody. Just reach out to all the people you know that you grew up with or related to or whatever. Use this time and this season to communicate, fix whatever need to be fixed, talk out whatever need to be talked out, support, encourage, and motivate each other. Keep each other uplifted. In this particular season, man, 2022 has been very devastating for a lot of families. So all we really can do right now is to love on each other, support each other, and continue to support the youth. Definitely got to keep supporting the youth and keeping them on the right path, because there's so much temptations that they're dealing with in the world, and finding a positive outlet for them to use, whether it's percussion, sports, or whatever you need to use to help them stay on a positive track, to get out the streets, to get off of the negativity stuff, social media, posting fights, all that stuff. Man, let's get away from all this stuff and get back to the art and the craft of percussion, man. Because there's a lot of potential and talent out here that we can really tap into and help grow and mold and keep motivating to get into the craft that a lot of us love, and it helped save a lot of people. And it definitely built relationships and brotherhood. So, man, let's do those things. Let's push those points. Everything that my big brothers, I respect every guy that I had on here. Even some of the guys, there's a lot of people not on here. That don't mean I don't respect them, but these guys I can speak highly of. But do whatever we need to do to help turn this curve and get us back to the enjoyment of life. And remember, man, we gotta support each other, push each other, love on each other. Once again, always remember, the chops don't stop. Peace.
This is VRoc Chops.